Greetings, I'm Barrett and welcome to Meet Me at the Table. Today I am doing a top 10 video. Yes, that's right, top 10. I normally don't do these. These are something I should get in the habit of doing a little more because there's a lot of things I talk about, the top 10 things. So what we're going to do for this one is I am going to talk about the top 10 campaign games. I love campaign games that I haven't finished and I need to finish these. And so I thought, what better way to figure out which ones I should play than make a top 10 list of which ones there are out there. Now, of course, there are going to be some missing from this list, and that's probably because I finished them, and so they're not on the list. For example, one you're not going to see is Kingdom Death Monster. I did a complete campaign of that. Oathsworn, we did a complete campaign of that. Colin and I did that live. If you're interested in seeing it, you can check it out on our channel, in the live channel. I think it took us almost a year to get through, but it was an absolutely epic and one of the greatest gaming experiences I have ever had. So without further ado, we're going to talk about 10 games that I have not completed the campaign of. So let's see what those are. And of course, afterwards, I'll need you guys to tell me which one I should do and which ones I don't have on my list that I probably should. So without further ado, let's start off with number 10. We are going to start off with number 11. I know I said top 10, and here I have already got a number 11. Well, number 11 isn't, the reason I put it as an 11 is it's kind of a caveat here, is that it's technically not really a campaign game, but I still really enjoy this game and I want to talk about it. This is Shadows of Brimstone. It's your classic dungeon crawler. And like I said, I'm going to include this on my list. There really isn't a cohesive campaign, but your characters do get to progress and they keep what good and bad things have happened to them as they continue through the adventure that you can kind of string together. Of course, there is a fan-made version of the game out that actually is a campaign that you can find there, and you can play through that as well. The newer version of the game, Shadows of Brimstone Adventure, does have kind of a campaign built in and that you can play through, but the game itself is really what shines. This is a tough game, and the exploration is super fun. You never know what is around the corner. Each enemy is very unique in how it activates, and the characters you can make all are unique in themselves, with abilities and spells that make them so fun to play. It's hard not to play with 4 characters because they are all so unique. Shadows of Brimstone, of course, is a classic, and I will continue to stay in my collection, and I will return to this at some time. Now we're going to start our 10. The first one is going to be the Tainted Grail. I'm going to cheat a little here because the Tainted Grail and Kings of Ruin technically are 2 different games set in the same universe, but I'm going to make them one game on my list. This narrative, story-driven game has just an amazing theme. It's dark, but it's also set in the world of King Arthurian, the Arthurian legend, so like for King Arthur, which is kind of cool. It's very unique. The fun character development, it doesn't really distract too much from the story that you're going to do as you explore through all the different missions in this game. Your combat's either social or physical or fast, but they do make you think, and you have to play your cards out right in order to be able to connect certain things together to have them create what you want to have happen in those encounters. It's really kind of a cool system. So making sure that all your symbols match up will give you the power that you need to succeed in these different conflicts. The things you choose in the game do change how the game evolves in the story, and you'll be returning to places that now are changed based on your choices, which is pretty cool. With the update pack having to relay Menhirs has made the game a little more streamlined and a little less grindy. I like that all these characters that you have in this game are actually flawed and are not the best at what they do. And that's kind of what makes this game a really cool experience. So I need to get back to the Tainted Grail and Kings of Ruin at some time. This game is really super fun. A newer one on this list is Danete Inferno. Wow, talk about table presence. I don't know if you've seen this game on the table, but it is awesome. There are so many games that can't do what Danete Inferno does when it comes to how this game looks. This is a boss battler. It's top notch at that, but it is not just about what you see, but also it has a great story that has multiple endings to each chapter that you can influence how the final boss battle actually unfolds in that particular circle that you're in. This game does have a big influence from the Divine Comedy, but the game is in its own story and it follows 4 characters through the 9 circles of hell. The battles themselves are a unique use of cards and stamina to get big hits in, but also you must be ready for counterattacks that can ruin your day. I've only played through the first 2 circles, and I need to get this one back to the table. And in the game there are 4 different versions of each character, and each branching path makes this game replayable, not only in the story, but also because of these characters. This is a boss battler, so that really only has 9 missions, which is super fun. So it's easy to get through, but also you can come back and play it again. It's such a fun game. I have to get back to it. Resident Evil. That's right, this is a classic video game brought to life in a board game, and they do a fantastic job of recreating that experience. Sure, you're not going to get the classic moment of the dogs jumping through the window and scaring you to pieces like you did the first time you played Resident Evil, but you still have the option to choose from 4 different characters that were in the original game: Jill, Barry, Chris, and Rebecca. The different decks add so many unknowns to the game, which makes the mansion really feel alive as you're playing through, trying to find different things to unlock different parts of the mansion so you can continue your campaign. This is a survival game, so killing everything is not really the key to winning, and is probably close to impossible to do. Also, the map is not fully revealed to you when you start each of the missions, which is something I really like. As you go through the map, you're going to come to certain doors that, as you open them, are going to have you draw a card. This card will reveal more of the mansion to you, and hopefully what you need to be able to complete the missions that you're on. You're going to discover key items, which then in these different missions are going to unlock, like I said, more of that mansion. So you're going to be able to discover all these different places, just like in the video game. You need to get the sword key, and you need to get the emblems, and you have to get all these things to be able to unlock the mystery that is taking place in Resident Evil. So playing this game does remind me again how cool and influential that game series was back in the day. And again, I need to get back to this one and beat it, because I've beaten Resident Evil in the video games so many times, and it's always super fun. This board game version is no exception. Let's get ready to Primal! Dun 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 dun. That's right. For those of you that don't watch our live plays that Colin and I do, this game has been featured there very predominantly. Sadly, we never finished it. Spoiler alert, we have been in discussions, and this will be completed by the year end or early next year on the channel live. So I hope you are ready to Primal. If you don't know what this game is, it's a unique boss battler where the enemy activates based on what you do or where you are positioned on the board. It has a set of cards that each show something different on them, and when that particular thing happens, then the boss activates. The characters come with a deck of cards that you can over time construct and make different, which will help you handle certain bosses. And you will lose some of the battles. That's the beauty of it. As you learn those bosses, you'll realize what to bring to the fight and what to watch out for. One example, of course, is as we're playing, you may not have a particular card in your hand, and all of a sudden something flips over and says, you have to have this color card, and we don't. Next thing you know, we're taking damage. Now that we know that, when we go to construct our decks to fight this monster again, we're going to make sure we have that. It's about planning, and that's what makes this game so good. It does not need to be played as a campaign, but gaining resources and crafting new weapons and armor is super fast and fun. The story, again, is not the strongest, but it does connect you to the battles ahead, which are great. This game will be coming back, so let's get ready to Primal! Awakened Realms returns again with a sci-fi dice placement adventure game called ISS Vanguard. This game, we're being played with myself and Colin on the live channel for a while, but sadly, we just couldn't fit an entire game session into the block of time that we had for streaming. So we weren't able to complete this one, and we moved on. But I love the ship phase, and I love the number of characters in this game. I also like the fact that there were different character types, and that you want to make sure you have the right crew for the job when you go out exploring, because you never know if your exploring ship will actually make it to its destination with everything in one piece. So you have to make sure you have what you want on your characters and in the ship. But like I said, not all of it's going to make it there, so you want to make sure you have the right people. The story in this game is compelling, and I'm excited to see where it goes. I haven't looked into much of the expansion material, but that brings even more to the game when you get to it. This game is really unique to me, and I can't wait to continue. Sadly, it'll probably be on my own. I don't think we can get this one done live together. Agemonia is up next. This combines fun characters with a great story and missions that are so unique you feel like you're playing a new game on every map. This is a dungeon crawler, but the fact that the map is in a book helps get the game to the table fast. Every character you can use is very unique, and this game has its own world that you get to experience. The mission maps have a great system where you can uncover new things that can aid you in your mission or could potentially change what you need to do in those missions. That is what I really love about this game, is that even though the whole map is on the table, you still don't fully know how to complete the mission without exploring the whole thing. Also, there are choices that will pull at your morals based on decisions you make through cards or events in the game. And you have to decide what you want to do. The characters each unlock new abilities and gain new items that you make them feel unique. Agemonia caught me by surprise as to how much fun it is, and I can't wait to get this back to the table. Iso Farian Guard is a game that involves exploration with a compelling story. As you progress, the world is yours to explore and gather resources and complete not only the main quest, but also side quests that unlock more items and stonebound abilities than you can use in your quest. I like that you can travel around the world doing more than just the linear story, and you can really learn about what the world has to offer. I do like the fact that there's unique, I guess you could say, kind of biomes in the game, where depending on where you are in the world, you may encounter certain types of enemies. So if you needed a certain resource for things, you might want to go to that particular place. Each character, though, has a unique set of abilities that can activate based on chips that you draw out of a bag. And in this game, you're not only going to focus on combat, but you're going to focus on combos between the characters that you're playing. You are playing with two characters, so it's really fun to play with a friend because this is a completely co-op game. And being able to not only defeat these enemies, but also bolster each other's bags back and forth as you go is a really unique experience. Progressing through the story will unlock a town that allows you to create other things as well. And when you reach main points in the story, you'll be able to switch to other characters so you get to learn about them and be able to have a completely new experience with those characters because they have different cards and have different chips that they're going to be putting into their bag. I have a ton of fun whenever I get this game to the table, and I need to get it there faster and more often. So this is Iso Farian Guard. This next game is going to end up in space, and no, it's not pigs in space. No, this is Stars of Akarios. This is a ship battling game, and it works really well. I was kind of a little concerned at how they were going to have space combat work in a game like this, but I was very surprised at how exciting and very tactical it is. I really enjoy that part of the game. Colin and I started playing this game live, but then stopped when they announced an update pack was coming with an expansion. And since then, I've done an unboxing of all the stuff, but I haven't had a chance to get the game back to the table. The ship combat and planet exploration is super fun. The story keeps you engaged and interested in the characters because they do get to progress as well and gain new abilities. The story events that you can go to will change how the story progresses, and as you progress through the game, the choices you make to your ship and your characters can really make a difference in how they perform in the game. Because you're going to get different upgrade cards, you have to choose which ones you want to bring in onto your ship and how they're going to work in space when they're fighting. Also, with the new addition of the new expansions, there's terrain packs that make the game super cool, makes it comes alive. They have giant planets and asteroids that are floating around. It makes the game look really, really cool on the table. So I do need to get back to this one fast so I can see how this one ends because I want to know what happens in Stars of Akarios. Do you like boss battlers? Do you like an open world exploration? Do you like crafting and character customization? Have you ever wanted to go back in time to ancient Greece? If you answered yes to any of those, Aeon Trespass Odyssey is the game for you. This inverted combat paradigm designed by Into the Unknown Studios is found not only in Aeon Trespass Odyssey, but Kingdoms Forlorn and the next game to release by Into the Unknown Studios called Enormity. Kingdoms of Florin, of course, did not make this list because Colin and I, at the time of this recording, are still playing it. But if we stop, it would definitely be on this list. Aeon Trespass Odyssey, though, puts you on a ship called the Argo that you will sail around ancient Greece, interacting with different cultures and becoming either friends or enemies with them, all the while gaining advancements and learning about what this world has to offer and how to uncover the secrets in it. Though at times in this game you will have to bring out your titans and take on the bosses. These are the primordials of this world, and they're all different each time you fight them. No boss is going to be the same. Now, of course, you might fight the same one twice, but they're going to be adding different rules or taking rules away from them to make them feel unique whenever you fight them. The boss fights are epic, and the way the inverted combat paradigm works is as you and the boss take damage, instead of becoming weaker, you become strong-willed and have an extra resolve to fight as this was your last chance to win. And so it becomes down to almost like one last swing. I'm always on the edge of my seat whenever I'm in one of these boss battles near the end, because you never know what role or what card could be the win for each side. It's really super cool. Now, of course, if you win, you get to bring back resources from these primordials to craft new weapons and armor to be able to use to survive in the next fight. There are so many layers to this game. I love the setting. I love the different stages of this game. It's a must return to the table. I need to get it there. I want to finish Aeon Trespass Odyssey. And if I finish the first book, there are tons of other things to do, because I think there's like 5 more expansions to this game that I can play through. So, and each one is a campaign in itself. Number 1 on the list is Middara. When this game hit the scene, I was so excited. My excitement for this game has not wavered. I have not played a game that has so much character customization. Oh, did I mention the absolutely epic story? That's right. It is a huge novel that you're going to be learning about the characters. And that's one thing I love, is that the characters are the forefront of this story. You are going to learn who they are, what they are, and all the things that they go through this adventure. That's what makes this adventure unique, and it really brings the world of Middara to life. Now, the equipment and the abilities your characters can get along the way can make some amazing combos, and every character can be played in a unique way. You want to be a ranged attacker? Sure. You want to cast spells? Sure. You want to punish people that hit you? Sure. Your characters are a blank canvas. You can paint them however you want. The missions are exciting, and I love that not everything is knowledge to you when you place that down on the map. You're going to put out the tiles for the map, and you're also going to place out a bunch of tokens. Some you're going to be able to interact with. Some, even if you see them, will uncover new discoveries or enemies, and that way to complete the mission may change based on what you found while you were going through those missions that you uncovered or saw. There's so many things that make this game a must play that it tops my list of campaign games that I need to complete. So Barrett, why is this not coming back? You know what? It is. That was 10. Well, 11. Kind of. I can never just do 10. So those are the games that I have not yet completed, the campaigns that I have enjoyed thoroughly so far, that what I have played. So please let me know in the comment section below which ones I should complete. Which ones of these do you agree with? Which ones do you think, like, you know what, I think you're okay not completing that one? But I also want to know which ones I don't have on the list. Which ones did I miss? Which campaign games are out there that I have not played that I need to start and probably make a video for next year, because I didn't get a chance to complete it, because there's only so much time and there's so many board games out there to play, and there's so many awesome experiences to have with these board games. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the top 10 campaign games that I have yet to complete. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell symbol so you know when more content comes out. Also, please feel free to leave anything else in the comment section below. I would love to hear from everyone. Thank you again so much for watching. If you're also interested in joining the Patreon, please check out the link in that. It's in the description of the video. Those that are part of the Patreon get certain perks. Of course, one of them is they do get to watch our videos, with our playthrough videos, usually without commercial interruptions for at least a day or two. And of course, after that, they also get a chance to tell me how my campaign games go. I give them ideas of what we should do with our characters, or how we should progress the story, what we should do, and I let them vote on it so they can have a say in how those campaign games come to fruition. So there you have it. That's top 10 campaign games. Thank you so much for watching. And if you're excited to see one of those campaign games, or of course anything else that Kyle and I have coming up, then I need you to meet me at the table.